Okay, second part. Did you used to eat a lot some time ago? Yes, I used to eat a lot some time ago, but I'm not used to. Now I'm getting used to eating less because I want to lose weight. Okay, I'm used some prepared material. Diane doesn't travel much these days. Diane doesn't travel much these days. She prefers to stay at home. But she used to travel a lot. She used to go away 2 or 3 times a year. She used to travel a lot. She traveled a lot regularly in the past, but she doesn't do this anymore. We say something used to happen when it happened regularly in the past, but no longer happens. Okay, I used to play tennis a lot, but I don't play very often now. David used to spend a lot of money on clothes. These days, he can't afford it. He can't afford it. It means he hasn't enough money to do that, to pay for those clothes. Do you go to the cinema much? Okay, not now, but I used to. Implied I used to go. We often use used to for things that were true but are not true anymore. Okay. This building is now a furniture shop. It used to be cinema. I used to think Mark was unfriendly, but now I realize he's a very nice person. Actually, I'm using the English grammar news. There's one thing you can do. The only difference is that here you can you listen to the pronunciation and you don't read it, and that's very important, not to read it. Okay, when you know that it's used to, you don't mispronounce. Then if you just read it, it's very likely that you will mispronounce the whole thing. I've started drinking tea recently. I never used to like it before. Nicole used to have very long hair when she was a child. Okay. I used to do something is past. There is no present form. You cannot say I used to do to talk about the present. Okay, actually, I do in itself, since you use the present, in itself is indicates repetition, habit. I speak English. If you want to stress, in this case, can be an ability. So if I drink coffee, it's clear. I speak English can mean I'm able to speak English. If you want to stress that you say that not you're able to speak English, but you actually do that on a regular basis, you can say I usually speak English. I speak English on a daily basis. Or I often speak English, or I speak English often. He used to play. We used to live. There used to be a park near here. He plays is the present. We used to live. We live. There used to be. There is. We used to live in a small village, but now we live in London. There used to be 4 cinemas. Now there is 1. You used to eat a lot of sweets when you were a child. Did you used to eat a lot of sweets when you were a child? Or as a child? The negative form is she didn't used to. I didn't used to like him, and I used not to. Used not to, sorry. It's also polite. I used not to like him. Okay, it's not very common, I used not. I didn't used to like him. Okay, compare I used to do what I was doing. I used to watch TV a lot. I watched TV regularly in the past, but I no longer do this. I was watching TV when Michael called. I was in the middle of watching TV. That's what I was thinking about. Don't take for granted anything. Do not confuse I used to do and I'm used to doing. That's a very common confusion. The structure and meaning are different. I used to live alone. I lived alone in the past, but I no longer live alone. I'm used to living alone. I live alone. I don't find it strange or difficult because I've been living alone for a long time. The big mistakes Italian make is non sono abituato. Sorry, in Italian si può essere abituati for good things. You can be accustomed, okay, to good things. I'm used to doing refers to difficult, strange, or unpleasant things. Never for easy, good things. So you cannot say I'm used to drinking Coke unless you find Coke repulsing and for some reason you want to drink it, but that's very unlikely. Exercises. Diane doesn't travel much now. She a lot, but she prefers to stay at home these days. So Diane doesn't travel much now. She used to travel a lot, but she prefers to stay at home every day. Liz. A motorbike, but last year she sold it and bought a car. Liz, okay, used to have or used to ride a motorbike, but last year she sold it and bought a car. We came to live in London a few years ago. In Leeds. Leeds is a town. We came to live in London a few years ago. We used to live in Leeds. Very important, live, not leave, not live and leave. For Christ's sake, there's no length difference. The difference is in the sound. Live, 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 live. I rarely eat ice cream, but I ate when I was a child. I rarely eat ice cream, but I used to eat it. Pay attention. I used to eat it when I was a child. Jim, my best friend, but we aren't good friends any longer. Jim used to be my best friend, but we aren't good friends any longer. It only takes me about 40 minutes to get to work now that the new road is open. It more than an hour. It used to take more than 1 hour. It takes 1 hour to go to the station, means I need that time to go there. Okay? It takes 2 hours. It takes 2 hours to practice. I'm used to doing. It takes 2 hours to absorb, internalize the rule. You have to watch the videos and you have to work at home. It takes 2 hours. It only takes me about 40 minutes to get to work. It's the same. There hotel near the airport, but it closed a long time ago. There used to be a hotel not hotel, near the airport, but it closed. Closed. Washed. Worked. Closed a long time ago. When you lived in New York, question, to the theater very often. When you lived in New York, did you used to go to the theater very often? Okay. 5 years ago. I used to travel a lot. I used to be a hotel receptionist. 5 years ago, I used to play the piano. I didn't used to read newspapers. I didn't used to drink tea. I used to have a dog. I used to go to a lot of parties. I didn't used to like cheese. I used to be very lazy. Today, I eat a lot of cheese. I didn't used to like cheese in the past, but I eat a lot of cheese now. Okay? I used to be very lazy in the past, but I work very hard these days. Okay? I used to have a dog in the past, but my dog died 2 years ago. I didn't used to drink tea in the past, but I drink a lot of tea now. I used to play the piano in the past, but I haven't played the piano for years. Okay, that's the idea. Reintroducing a little bit. I'm used to doing. Liza is American, but she lives in Britain. When she first drove a car in Britain, she found it very difficult because she had to drive on the left or not on the right. Driving on the left was strange and difficult for her because she wasn't used to it. She wasn't used to driving on the left. Okay? She used to drive on the right. So she used to drive on the right, therefore she wasn't used to driving on the left. Pay attention to the difference. To be used to do something or to be used. I used to do something or I'm used to doing something. In this case, you always something between the subject and the used to form. I'm used to doing something. I'm getting used to doing something. I'm going to get used to doing something. I will get used to doing something. So I used to do. I'm used to doing. I was used to doing. I'm getting used to doing. I was getting used to doing. I'm going to get used to doing something. I will get used to doing something. But after a lot of practice, she wasn't used to driving on the left. But after a lot of practice, driving on the left became less strange. So she got used to driving on the left. Now it's no problem for Liza. She used to driving on the left. This is the second of the videos where I practice. I used to in the form I used to do something. I'm getting used to doing something. And you have to, through all these examples, understand the difference and the usage, bypassing your first language, which most likely is Italian. Thanks for watching. Anyway, bye.